here at the 2012 Southern California Anarchist Gathering.
We're Motociclistas, and we did a workshop exclusively for people of color, and we're talking about the issues that people of color and groups of color come with when they enter the world of BDSM and all of that. So yeah.
Can you tell us what these are?
Oh, okay, awesome. So all our products are made from recyclable materials. So this is a flogger, and this is made from bike inner tubes. We have garter belts. We have handcuffs for the hands. We have collars for the neck. Let me see. We have suspenders. All sexy wear. The garter belts. The main stuff that we use is bike inner tubes, and we're all about recycling and making things affordable for our community, especially communities of color and queers of color.
Hi, my name is Jo, and I'm doing Motociclistas, which is a bicycle inner tube line of products. And our workshop today was to discuss the BDSM and kink community with people of color and other people of color, and just to deconstruct and to begin to decolonize our sexualities and to really reinvent and be free to do what we want to do in our sexuality. So as long as it's safe, consensual, and it's not harming others.
Hey, what's up? My name is Ali. I just introduced some of the folks in the APOC panel. The APOC panel has very sentimental value to me because I was part of the first APOC conference that was called out in 2003 in Detroit. It's where I met some of the most inspiring folks I've ever met. To me, what the APOC conference meant convergence in which people of color, anarchists, identified people of color, could ask themselves, what does anarchism mean for them, and how can we have a truly liberatory practice for people of color and oppressed groups of folks. A lot of the questions that came out of that dealt with nationalism, building safe spaces for anarchist people of color, and building some sort of network that continuously supports the work that we do. The panel itself also consisted of a few folks who are part of APOC here in LA and who spoke from their direct experiences of what their role was in Occupy, their general organizing experiences, and everything beautiful that's come out of APOC from Detroit until now here in LA.
That's well put. Next question, here's one that I've seen stir up a lot of debate and conversation. What is your opinion about Occupy LA?
First guy got answer. Would you know, I think we have to be honest about the fact that that everything's a process. You can't go A to Z. In one quick snapperoo, because you have everyone. As deep as the brainwashing is, as deep as the dominant culture through its media outlets has everybody entrenched in this Wall Street paradigm, many people have different understandings, and as such, we have to be honest about the fact that it's not going to be like this magical, rebellion moment. It's going to be incremental, if at best, really. But the thing is to maintain dialogue. Like the Zapatistas talk about maintaining dialogue and respect, about getting to another place of consciousness, of getting to a real place of where we are tearing down the power structures for a better world. So, I mean, that's, if anything, that's really my opinion and comment.
I won't generalize because I know talking about Occupy, there's different groups that are a part of that, but based on our experience, my personal experience, my experience as part of a collective, we don't work with the police ever. And that's something I can't say about Occupy. That was something from the get-go. A lot of people were exposed. That's something that, it, again, speaks to white privilege, speaks to white supremacy in our society, where people of color, our issues and our urgencies are second. Our issues always come after. And so where you have folks that are down to go camp out, have social events, but at the same time calling the pigs or treating folks that live in the streets differently, calling folks that are undocumented, calling the pigs on them. So it was this huge disconnect from the reality. I mean, we're in LA, a very superficial city. What ended up happening was something that was staged. I mean, for us, having a lot of our comrades that were basically put on blast, having their pictures thrown out, given information, you know, basically doing the job of the police for the police, having, you know, the effect of people, unsafe spaces for a lot of our compañeros. It's something that, you know, it was unfortunately not a safe space, another safe space for people of color. I know other compañeros are doing the struggling, trying to work, but for us, it was something where we even, you know, we're on the grind. We do a mutual aid food program every Sunday in MacArthur Park. This November will be 5 years. We don't believe in occupation. For us, it's about liberating space, autonomy, and it's creating safe space for the community. And throughout the years, we've struggled to not have to deal with the police, not have to fucking, you know, we've had to deal with them, but we've always struggled on our own. And having folks like the Occupy LA come in and do their picnics, having them then turn around and call the police on us for stupid shit for a parking space. And so it just becomes the reality of white privilege, where people at the end of the day, you know, pick and choose certain things that speak to them and are willing to disregard the issues, the realities of communities of color, the urgencies of low-income communities. And so, unfortunately, for me, it's a negative opinion of what Occupy LA is.
I agree with both what y'all said. I think simply for me, one of the first things I would say is that I am not the 99%. As a queer woman, migrant of color, I come from many percentages. And if a movement or a group of people cannot understand that and see paths or see beyond an economic struggle, then it's not inclusive, right? And so that's what I want to say. I spend a lot of time talking about this, and I don't want to, you know, keep going. But another thing too, language. You know, we need to make sure that we're very critical of the language that we use. And yes, like compañero Mauricio said, we don't believe in occupations. We know the U.S. has occupations all over the world, so why would we continue to perpetuate that? Why would we continue to use that language, right? And so all I say is decolonize. Decolonize yourself, decolonize your mind, decolonize your language. And I think that's the way I would do it, you know.
Thank you.
To the work that she was doing when it came to basically educating children, especially women, was challenging patriarchy.
And now see the concrete like the one I came from. And now search for a reason. The whole world loves you lie. And now harm the tide.
All power to the people.
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 Come on, don't be scared. All power to the people.
All power to the people.
We out here representing unity today. We the Black Riders Liberation Party. We consider ourselves to be the new generation Black Panther Party. Contrary to the media images and the sensationalization of the Black Panther Party, we roll with everybody, black, brown, and white. As long as they stood against this racist, ruling class, capitalist system, then we would win. That's very important because we out here right now representing all colors, different viewpoints, different ideology. Yeah, we represent a true ideology up here today. You see in the media how different groups have been pushing an extreme anti-white line. And that is not, I repeat, that is not our position. Our position is based on history. Our position is that all lower class people need to unite and organize against these demons who run this system, who run this government, who run the ruling class, which is the shadow government. The ruling class never shows itself. It is a shadow government. They put the puppet heads out there, let you see them so you can direct your anger, but behind the scene it's the big corporation, the big businessman. All right, let's talk about the history of art. But you know, every time you try to talk to them about revolution, what rally you finna go to, what event, how you about to get arrested, they be looking at you like you done lost your mind. Oh, I used to be a Panther. I don't know. You still suffering from J. Edgar Hoover. Pick a side today. Understand we cannot commit the same mistakes. Don't come up in here tripping about, well, we pushing anarchism. No, we pushing animal liberation. They're pushing black power. Because it's all the fucking same. All the movements are as one. We are idiots when we are dealing with an organized body of white supremacist capitalist dogs who are united. And we sit here all day and all that. Go up here, he got the right line. No, we got the right line. No, you got the right line. Who gives a fuck about your line today? We trying to win. Push your line. Don't hate on my line, I ain't gonna hate on your line. You need some help getting the animals out, I'm there. But when I need some help breaking me out, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You gotta be equal, even Steven. You feel me? I'm with it all. Jay Lee just told you I'd have been vivisection leads, I'd have been everywhere. Can't nobody say, oh, you on some anti-white. I just came from a Marcus Garvey event. They wanted me to stay. I seen all my black people in there deep. But I said, we can't just do it alone. I said, we're going to slide over here as quick as we can, hot as we is, and still we're going to push the line. We here, representing, unified. Let's get
We will always kill you, for you were born with every ounce of confusion. For we know that the queen knew what you were doing. And I will never be fooled again. We knew that the king and queen knew what you were doing, motherfucker, and we will never be fooled again.